Now we're back for the beginning of the practice session. I hope every morning you'll be getting up and doing this practice session with me. We'll generally be doing 6 movements, but that is 6 of each movement. But when you do it by yourself, I suggest you do either 9 or 18. And occasionally, I'll be standing sideways so you can get a better look at what I'm doing. We start with the rocking motion, and we'll do 9 of the rocking motion. When you come back on your heels, don't try to balance on your heels. Come down to a flat foot and then raise your toes, and you'll find that the result is the same. 9 times we're going to do this. And the key is softness. This is the last one. Bring your feet together. Come to a graceful conclusion. Now we do bird flaps its wings. Heels are together. Hands loosely in front. Out. Come back slowly. Now we do round the platter, and I'm going to stand sideways so that you'll be able to see better. We're going to do this 6 times on each side, and we'll follow it with the variation on round the platter 6 times on each side. Slowly and softly. Now we step back and bring it to a graceful conclusion. On the right side, as we come forward, the back leg stiffens. Bring it to a graceful conclusion. Variation, left side 6 times. Hands are flat at the chest. Now we make the ball. Now we drop the ball. It's a small circle here within a large circle. Same thing on the right side. Hands are flat. As we move, we make the circle. That is, we begin to hold the ball. Now we drop the ball. We bring it to a graceful conclusion. This pose is very important because as we begin to move, the yin Chih and the yang Chih separate, and we want to bring them back together again so that we're not fragmented. This is where they come back together. Now we do bass drum 6 times on each side. Hands are about a foot apart. On the right side. Bend your front knee, that becomes the substantial leg. Bend your back knee, that becomes the substantial leg. The most common mistake in Tai Chi Chih is to come to a stiff front leg, like this, or to a stiff back leg. But you don't. You sink down as much as is comfortable, and then that becomes yan, or substantial. Now we do Daughter on the Mountaintop 6 times on the left, 6 times on the right. Since we're going high, we start low. Graceful conclusion, period of rest. You may wonder, what do we think about while we're doing this? Our thought is in the soles of our feet, the so-called bubbling spring. If you put your concentration in the soles of your feet and you do it, that will be your thought. Now we do the companion piece, which is Daughter in the Valley. We start high because we're going low. Don't forget to shift your weight all the way, because the yinning and yanning is what is responsible for balancing the Chih, the intrinsic energy. Now, as we carry the ball to the side, I'm going to do it facing you, and I will do it mirror image. You will be going from right to left, so I will be going from left to right, so as not to confuse you. And don't forget you're holding a ball which is round. You take the sideways step up, slightly out, come down on your heels. Don't forget to pivot from the waist. Now we go back, which means we'll be going to your right. Lift the leg, come down on the heel. Have the feeling that you're flowing through very heavy air, but without any effort. The effort of no effort. Bring it to a graceful conclusion. Now we're going to do push-pull 6 times on the left, 6 times on the right. And when you are going towards the left foot, you emphasize the right hand to balance the energy in the right hand with that of the left leg, and vice versa on the other side. Slight emphasis on the right hand, down and up and over. Now we're going to emphasize the left hand to balance the right leg. Next comes a deceptively simple movement, pulling in the energy. It seems easy, but remember, you're concentrating on the flow of energy coming in through the fingertips, not the fingers, but the fingertips. 6 times on the left side, very soft, and yet picture the energy coming in through the fingertips. If your fingertips shake a little bit, that's a good sign. It means the energy is flowing. Now we're going to do the pulling taffies. We're going to do twice each time of the first 3 and 6 of the 4th one, the perpetual motion. And I'm going to be doing it mirror image facing you. So you will be going to your left and I will be going to my right. Begin. Once again, to your left. Now we do the first variation. Second variation. Once, twice. Now we do perpetual motion 6 times. To your left, and then we come back. Lift the leg slightly and come down on the heel. Two more. This is the last one. It looks difficult, but it isn't. Now we're going to do working the pulley. We start on the left side, 6 times on the left, 6 times on the right. Up and over, swim through the air, and turn from the waist. This is the 6th one. We're going to step forward on this. Up and over, the 2 hands come together, and we come to rest. It's slightly easier to step forward with working the pulley. Don't forget to turn from the waist. Up and over, come together, bring it to a graceful conclusion. Now we're going to do light at the top of the head. This can also be done at the temple. We're just going to do it at the top of the head, and then if you want, you can do the same movement at the temple. Out and up on the toes. Hold. Out. Out. Right hand under the left hand. Bring it to a graceful conclusion. Next, we do joyous breath. This is the only movement in which we really use force. Push the air down into the earth and then pull it up into the lungs. Up, turn your hands over, come to a graceful conclusion. Now we do the very beautiful movement called passing clouds. And I'm going to turn slightly sideways. Begin with your left hand going to the right. Now as your right hand comes to the left, it comes by the left elbow. Your left hand comes by the right elbow. We're doing this 6 times. This finishes 3. Don't forget to use your waist and to bend your knees as you go to the side. And now we do the 6 healing sounds, which are very important. They are ho, hu, su, shu, shi, chui. It's not important that you know what organs they correspond to. You'll get the benefits anyhow. But chui, the last one, is the kidney sound. And sometimes people will use that all the way through. And you do this with a little bit of force. Now that we've finished the 19 movements, we do the cosmic consciousness pose. Notice that the arms are absolutely parallel to the ground. They're not like this and they're not like this. The fingers are spread apart. Congratulations, you've done all the movements of Tai Chi Chih. Each time you practice, it should get easier. And don't forget that the effects are cumulative, which means regular practice to get the best benefits. So I hope you get up every morning and take this practice session and do it with me. Do it softly, without effort.